Hello everyone. Today, I'd like to talk about the language barrier that I face. But first, can you raise your hand if you can speak at least two languages? Well, yeah, most of us do. But did you know that actually around 4 billion people in the world are bilingual, and around 15% of them are European? And actually, that big amount of Europeans is depends on how these people usually move around the continent more, and they're also more likely to have like mixed nationality. Fun fact, my native language is Russian, but even when I'm speaking it, I sometimes use English words because I just forget the translation. And I can even start a sentence in Russian and then finish it in English. And that made me wonder, like, does speaking different languages change my identity? Do I change through language? And I still don't really have a clear answer to that question. But when I started learning languages more, when I moved to Cyprus, I started learning Greek. And when I was 5 years old, I started learning English. So I already had some like average level of knowledge in English. So I started studying in it when I moved here. And it wasn't that challenging, but the situation with Greek language is completely different because I started learning it like from scratch. I didn't even know the alphabet. And still, I can't really speak it, though it's been like almost 4 years. I can easily read it, or sometimes I even write on it. When people are speaking it, I understand the topic, but I'm just too shy to speak. Of course, I can do some basic conversations, but I'm still too shy to do more. Also, speaking different languages kind of unlocked different parts of my brain. And it's actually almost kind of true because it creates new neurological connections. Also, some memories exist only in one language. For example, when I'm thinking about my childhood and my home country, I only hear Russian. But when I when I'm thinking about my future school and studies, I hear English. And at this point, some of you might be wondering, then if I'm a completely different person in each language, then which version of me is even real? And I also used to ask myself that, and it scared me. But then I realized that identity doesn't only form in one language, but it like constructs from different parts of what you do, of different things. I also have a story to tell you. One time when I came back to school after the summer break, I realized that my English wasn't so good anymore because I didn't really speak it on the summer break. And I was really upset by it because I thought that I'm pretty good now in it. But then, after like 1 week of a full time practice, it came back to normal. And I realized that I don't have to be perfect to speak a language, but I just have to be brave enough to speak at all. Also, when learning languages, I noticed that it's not even that hard for me. But later in class, I saw that for some of my classmates, it's much harder. And I was actually really surprised by that. But then when I came to a math class, I saw that the people that were like struggling with languages were doing a lot better in maths and other subjects. And that made me wonder, how do people choose their jobs? And connected to that, I recently saw a TikTok video that impressed me and inspired me a lot. It was about jobs, and it said that basically people choose their jobs depending on the person they are. For example, people become musicians because they want to express themselves through music, their emotions, their personality. Or people become builders because they feel safer when they like have something physical so they can like relate on it. But there was a lot of these, but there was also one more I can connect to my topic too. It was about linguists. It said that people become linguists because they want people to hear them. And I was actually thinking about that a lot. And I realized that it works the same with the language itself. So that we're like, when we're learning a language, we're we're like giving different ways for the world to see us, for the community, for people around us to see us, and for us to see them too. So now I think that language doesn't divide us, but it unites us. Thank